Hello gals, today is Friday, April 10th, 1986. Cynthia, you asked us to dress retro today, and I'm just a little bit curious when the 90s became retro, because I remember the 90s vividly, and if the 90s is retro, then I'm old. Cynthia, your question of the week is, if we could meet any band, who would we want to meet? Only the thing is, I've already met a lot of bands. Simple Plan, Something Corporate, although now I guess he's in Jack's Mannequin. Oh, Brian Ireland, I still have a crush on you. Simple Plan, Yellow Card, and then there was that time we went to Real Big Fish's barbecue. And then there was that time my mom snuck us backstage at the Warped Tour to meet Simple Plan. And those are just the ones I have pictures of. But meeting all those bands wasn't really the great part. I mean, really, what happens when you meet a famous person? You shake their hand, tell them that you love their new album, and they're on their way. All of my favorite memories have to do with how we got to meet them in the first place. Like the time my mom snuck us into the backstage of the Warped Tour so we could meet Simple Plan. I mean, who has the balls to do that? But my mom sure as hell did. But meeting them afterwards wasn't that exciting. I mean, they're just regular guys, you know? And yes, I do realize it's a little bit dorky that I followed Simple Plan for an entire summer, but in my defense, I was only like 14, okay? So I guess my point is that if I got to meet a band that I really loved, that I really admired, it would be really great. But I wouldn't go out of my way to do it again. Although I do think Lily Allen would be an excellent shopping partner. So there's a lot of news on the ancestry front these days. It turns out that my great-great-great-grandmother was an Ojibwe from the Garden River Reserve, and that's where my great-great-grandmother married my great-great-grandfather. So that's pretty neat. And I've managed to get in contact with some of my grandfather's half-family, so hopefully I can get some information about my secret great-grandmother from them. Although I'm not really sure that they entirely believe me that we're related. I guess that's what happens when you have another baby by another man, give it to the father, never tell your husband that you had a baby, then have another baby by the same man, tell your husband that it's his, and then never tell your children or your husband that any of this ever happened. I mean, I don't want to judge, but it doesn't seem like morals were really high on my great-grandmother's list of priorities. Dana, I don't know about Cynthia, but I want to go on the kiddie rides because I'm too scared of the big people rides. I mean, I can't even take the Ghoster Coast. Do you think I'm going to take Drop Zone? Friends, Katie already said it, but your last video was just so adorable, and you're just too cute, and you made me giggle, and I just love you. So, oh, I just love you so much. And Katie, I'm glad to hear you made a connection with the regional manager at Bootlegger. If you get a job from her, will you be assistant to the regional manager? All this talk of ancestry gets me thinking. So my question of the week is, if you could go back in time to any time in Canadian history, when would you go? Personally, I'd go back to about 1963 and ask my great-grandmother what the hell she was thinking. But there were other good times in Canadian history, like the 80s. And that's why today's song of the week is by everyone's favorite Canadian teen pop sensation, Robin Sparkles. Link right here. Cynthia, I'll see you on Monday. But before I do, I'll see two special guests. So stay tuned for Blog Every Day in April. Let's go to the mall, everybody!